Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the author, Andrew Snorton, and you're tuned in to the Fast 15. We're doing it a little bit differently because I was seeing we're having some technical issues. So some of you know how technology can go. If it doesn't work one way, thankfully we have other ways to work it. The best ways to stay connected with me are on Facebook at the page Author Andrew Snorton, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Author A. Snorton. If you have requests for personalized copies of any of the books, speaking engagements, things along those lines, email me at authorasnorton@gmail.com. And if you add me on Instagram, if you click on the link in the bio, it has the link to my author website. And more specifically, any of the interviews that I've done thus far. There's more that are forthcoming. Shouts to folks I previously interviewed at Grown in Greek. Shouts to the Tangi Show, who I just recorded an interview with this past Sunday, so that'll be coming out soon. And there's some others on the horizon, so definitely make sure to check them out. As we do with each and every one of these live chats, well, in this case, recorded chat, I want to just give acknowledgments to people who might not be doing well. We know that even during times of the pandemic, there's a little spike going back on with the pandemic, so definitely make sure you're practicing, best health practices and things of that nature. But for folks that are struggling, whether it's a physical issue, a mental issue, a financial issue, we've all kind of been there, financial issues, family, personal, whatever, we just want to give a word of encouragement to you. You have every right to feel some type of way if things are not going your way, or things are just messed up, for lack of a better term. But don't let yourself get so consumed to where you do something that is detrimental to yourself, detrimental to the people you care about, detrimental to your community, and more. So if it calls for you getting informal help, like talking to that trusted family member, friend, do it. If you need to get more formal help, talking to a psychologist or counselor or things along those lines, do what you need to get the help that you need so you're not stuck there. So that's just definitely a word of encouragement for people. For those that are doing well, I know some people, fellow authors writing books, releasing audio books, speaking engagements, people who launched businesses or got a new job, or they're in a better situation because they're in a better living situation, a better working situation, you're traveling health-wise. Please continue to celebrate accordingly. Don't go overboard, but celebrate accordingly. But let's not forget, our friends and associates and just people in general who might not be doing well. So there's a phrase that says build as we climb. So let's try to do that to the best of our ability. Okay, so having said all that, I'm going to get a sip of my tea from my wonderful mug. As it says, embrace your greatness, from me, the author Andrew Snorton. And of course, I know I'm terrible. But then again, and here you go, if you can see it, I know the lighting is kind of a little bit bright. But today's passage that I want to pull from is from my second book, 9 Stories of Faith, Volume 1. And yes, it touches base on the relevance of faith through the lens of Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam. But it's also a conversation about some people and the biggest daily challenges that they're living with or living through, and how they're still able to live lives of power and purpose despite having that physical health, that mental health, life after incarceration, life after a family member passes. So the passage I'm going to read from today is going to be really the end of one of my favorite portions of the book, chapter 4 of the book of Daniel. So there you see chapter 4 of the book of Daniel, and you see the picture right here is from Hills Chapel, CME Church in Crofton, Kentucky. And I want to read really the closing of this, not to say that the rest of that chapter isn't important, but it definitely gives you some things to think about. So here's something to think about. You can't bury your talents. And this is a mantra that is very similar to the biblical parable where one of the servants buried his talents instead of investing them and immersing them with the community he is called to serve. You are here to serve some type of purpose. Let me repeat that one more time. You can't bury your talents. All of us have gifts and talents. some of us take time to go ahead and investigate, explore, develop. There's some of us that try to bury those talents, and then there's some people who will try to bury you and your talents. You have to take time to investigate and explore who you are and whose you are. And when you realize you have that gift, use it. Use it for the greater good. Use it for your individual growth through the lens of professionalism or community or family. If you have a gift of speaking, it's okay to have a show or be an event host or do something where public speaking is part of what you have to do. If your gift is in building and creating things, you could be that mechanic, you could be that architect, you could be that, designer. If colors are your thing, you can be that painter or that artist or again that fashion designer. If you just, like to act, whatever, you could be that comic, you could be that actor or director or actress or whatever. So when you realize the talents that you have, when you take time to discover, take the time you can to develop them and use them, and don't let you or someone else bury them or submerge them or tell you, no, you can't be an actor, you can't be an actress. Heck, on my end, you can't be an author. Who says you can't? Investigate and explore and see where your talents are and go where they take you, and hopefully it's someplace constructive. Another thing, and it kind of ties in with what I said before, find it and utilize your talents. Think about people who have the talent of discovery. Think of, through the lens of medicine, some of the different cures that have been discovered. Or think about technology and the innovations that have come up. Think about, finding different seasonings for food, for crying out loud. There's so many different constructive ways to go. But take time to utilize your gifts and talents. It's in you. It's there. Don't keep it to yourself. For me, there's still talents that I'm still uncovering and discovering. And I'll admit, for a while on the writing end, I would write here and there, but I didn't do as much as I probably could have. But then when I started writing for one of the online magazines that's no longer in existence, Examiner, starting in March of 2010 through about this time, July 2016, just that practice of writing and being able to talk about different things that are going on community-wise or arts and entertainment or sports or things along those lines helped me build up my writing habits and writing gifts. And then bridging it into, since 2017, I've written 3 books, I've recorded 4 audiobooks, hoping to get another one recorded soon, and then hopefully by the end of the year getting my 4th book out. So I'm just saying that to say, once you identify your gifts and talents, put them to use. They're needed and you're needed. So hopefully that note from chapter 4, the book of Daniel, from my second book, 9 Stories of Faith, is something that speaks to somebody out there. Realize your gifts and talents and put them to use. Okay, so a couple of things. Later on today, please tune in July 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my full show, The Conversation Corner. That airs on the Status Network, the live TV channel. You can catch it on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. That'll be Status Network, and your social media platforms for LYVE Live TV, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, and others. But I'm so excited to have 3 guests. I might have a surprise 4th guest, so stay tuned on that one. But the 3 confirmed guests are definitely LaDonna Marie, an amazing author, pastor, speaker, businesswoman. You definitely want to check her out tonight. Battery Exchange, they're a creative technology-based group out of Charlotte, North Carolina, that's really doing some great things kiosk-wise in their battery exchange program for cell phones. And then, of course, In the City magazine, so excited to have one of the correspondents, key writers, everything, Whitney Code, coming in and doing some really, really good stuff. So you definitely want to check it out tonight. Other things that are coming up that I have to give a shout for. July 24th, shouts to Enigma Entertainment Group, Groovin' on the Green. This is the new date, so if people bought tickets for the June edition, you'll be able to use those for July 24th. July 25th, join me from 1 to 8 p.m. at Piedmont Park for Art in the Park. Shouts to She Makes Moves Enterprises and Culture Designs for doing this great event. The vendor spaces are already gone. Make sure to get your ticket. I think tickets are like $15. Different music performances. I'll be speaking and a couple others, so you want to make sure to check that out. July 30th and 31st, join me virtually for Black Writers Workspace. July 30th from 5 to 9 p.m. is the virtual book fair, so I'll have a virtual booth. That's for free. You can come on in, chop it up with me, order your books, and things along those lines. And then July 31st is the paid, you have to pay a fee for the seminar, but it's really worth it. I'll be one of the authors speaking. There'll be a number of other authors literally across the Southeast and even the country. Actually, we have a participating author from Washington State. So you definitely want to check that out. So those are the main things that are coming up between now and the end of the month. And of course, each Wednesday about this time, technology cooperates, we'll do it one way, but if not, we'll do it a different way. To definitely make sure to check out the Fast 15. So, and a couple other last minute things we've added to the merch. So in addition to getting your coffee or tea mug, make sure to contact me directly on that, or when you go on Instagram and click on the link in the bio, that'll take you to the media page, and then you can navigate through the menu for merch. The new t-shirt line, so shouts to Low Key Dope, as well as Underneath Atlanta for the Origin series. So the first one is a shout to Townley Drive out there in the Midwest. So shouts to them. We'll have some more merch that we're going to be dropping pretty much every month. So make sure to add to your blended wardrobe and things along those lines. So really excited about that. So as we get ready to wind down, just a couple of things. Again, thank you to each and every one of you for taking time to support the Fast 15. We started back on April 1st of last year. We know there's a lot of creative things that came out due to the pandemic. And even with the call that I got earlier today, it's a reminder for me to keep doing this, because sometimes you need that midday pick-me-up. So shouts to my friend Ms. Lewis out in the DMV for giving me that pick-me-up today, as well as another wonderful person who gave me a nice message this morning. So you know who you are, so thank you. If not, you just gotta stay guessing. But definitely make sure, thank you for supporting the Fast 15. Thank you supporting me at all the book festivals. You hear the clock going. All the book festivals. Let's hear the clock right quick. Hold on. Okay, so that's the old school grandfather clock, but thank you to everybody who supported with the book purchases of any of my books, audio books, and more. I really, really sincerely appreciate each and every one of you, from the readers, the book festivals, bookstores, and more. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And shouts to people supporting the show that I have on the Status Network. This is my third year having the show, and I'm definitely going to keep bringing great people across entertainment, business, community, and more. And if you see in the back, yes, above this shoulder is the Wake Forest University blanket. So shouts to my friends and associates and fellow alums of Wake Forest University, but I would be remiss if I did not move. And shouts one time to the brothers at Alpha Phi Alpha. Yes, I am a member. Okay, so I think on that note, we're going to get ready and wind down and close. Just a couple of quick reminders, whether it's slow or swift, movement is movement. So try to keep moving to the best of your ability. Whether it's small or big, a victory is a victory, and you know what you had to work through in order to get to that point, so don't let anybody steal your joy. And I'll just close out. Stay grounded so you keep your perspective. Stay humble. Doesn't mean you let people walk over you, but don't let things swing too far one way or the other. And stay hungry, because as much as you've achieved and accomplished, guess what? There's still more on the horizon and more in store. So on that note, I thank you for joining our slightly different way of doing the Fast 15. Make sure to share this again. Facebook, on the page Author Andrew Snorton. Instagram, it'll be on my Instagram, the IGTV for the Fast 15. Make sure to stay connected. Inbox me, email me. I look forward to hearing from you. So until next time, until a little bit later on today, y'all, you take good care, and I'll see you soon.